It's the largest youth baseball event on the planet. It's the Super Regional NIT, more than 1,000 teams, 9 different age groups, in 26 different divisions. This is the 14U champions out of Vegas, MTBA, the Dogs, and a really respected ZT national team with a ton of depth. Danny Wexelman, Darren Sutton, and you, thanks for being with us. We certainly are, as Danny said earlier in our pre-production meeting, excited to be celebrating a wonderful Monday with all of you. And when you take a look at what this Monday will entail, it entails our stop here, then on to the 13U championship game, though still determining exactly who will live in that space and fight for it. Now, here's the battle through, and again, this even moves your way into elimination play, and prior to that, a big night Friday night, a big celebration at the Sugarland Ballpark, an incredible gathering, the festival kickoff, and then play ball. Danny, what's fun about this, especially for the ZT Elite team, is you're looking at 6 Select Festival kids, one of them Charlie Blaylock.
Yeah, this is so awesome to be able to see this level of talent and to see these guys playing on the field together. There's more than 100 Select Fest alum scattered throughout this event. Congratulations to these two teams. DU said it best, 1,000 plus teams, and we've got some of the best on our field right now.
So let's take a peek at who swings the bat and where they swing the bat in the order for MTBA out of Las Vegas. Bryce Messinari is their head coach, ranked player, and Ajay Hermosa at the very top of the lineup. Hermosura, I should say. Lazat, Lavea Aldridge, DeGrazia, Newman. It's Perry, it's Kim, it's Trantham, Jackson, Trantham, Conley, Chimini, and Jaden Myers. As we always do during these broadcasts, we'll introduce you to these athletes as they have a chance to swing it. This event's amazing, and as I told you, the Houston 1000 Festival kickoff at Constellation Field in Sugarland, Texas was unforgettable. PG really doing it right, because then you have all the way down from 6U to 14U hanging out together, talking baseball, big brother, little brother. What a great way to start it. Now let's play the championship game. Hermosura digs in, and it was a fun come from behind win, certainly, for the MTBA squad. Let's play this thing. Excited to have all of you with us.
This is awesome.
Mason Moeller is on the mound, the left-hander, and he misses up and away, 1-1.
He's pitched in 5 games so far this year, D, a 1.97 ERA, just 10 2/3, but he's got 22 strikeouts.
And a breaking ball that grabs the outside corner. There's a little bit of space out there. Kevin Ellis is behind home plate. James Kellerman is at first. Jordan Simons is our second base umpire, and Alex Acher is our third base umpire. A full crew in this beautiful yard as that fastball dots the inside corner. That's strike 3. So far, so good from Mason Moeller.
Yeah, out of Sarasota, the lefty, setting the tone. This is how you want to start the championship game. That crossfire action is really impressive for this age group.
Jason Lazat is the center fielder. Lazat, they're all out of Vegas, 15 plus years old, 15 and 4 months. We've seen him at a lot of perfect game events. He's been to no less than 78 PG events through his time. So fortunate to have that kind of support at home. He's been active bat as he lines that one into right center field. That's well struck. How about the range there for Select Festival star Trey Lawrence? Over the shoulder grab.
That's what we've come to know from Trey Lawrence. This is a great swing. He makes Trey Lawrence work for this. Watch his first step from this angle. Right? As you said, D, it's right center. Look how far Trey Lawrence has to run and reach to make a nice grab.
Josiah Lavea Aldridge wags that bat. Takes an off-speed pitch that misses up and away. An opportunity for Moeller. He can and will climb up into the 80s quite easily. Good approach, letting it travel deep in the stands. That one a high fly ball to right field. Brody Taylor over, under, out. Moment feels big, but not for Mason Moeller. We are off and running. The 14U Houston 1000 Championship.
I believe this is where it all began.
And here comes the pitch.
And this is the sweetest sound in the world.
Of course, to be able to swing a bat quick, you're going to have to be strong.
I believe you gotta rise before you can shine. That there is no agony worse than defeat.
The question is, does he have the bat speed? Does he have what it takes?
And an angel watches over me.
And swing it. Just keep swinging. Just keep swinging.
I believe this will all be worth it.
And the next pick in the 2024 draft is...
Danny and Darren, the Houston 1000. Thank you for being with us. Charlie Blaylock, Mateo Victorio, Easton O'Quinn, Trey Lawrence, Brody Taylor, and Brandon Manavong. All of them 13U Select Festival athletes. Manavong was huge on the mound to get his team here. He came up big. Carlos Sevilla is the head coach of this team. The players from all around the country. UT National does such a wonderful job. Joseph Gallo. I once knew a Joey Gallo who grew up in Vegas, hit a bunch of home runs in the big leagues. What a fun baseball name to have and to be from Vegas. He did not share any relation. We may assume there may be some sort of relation. You're a Gallo, you're from Vegas, and you're a good baseball player. I'm excited to see this lean left-hander pitch.
Hey, you know what I love is how talented these guys are coming out of Vegas, right? We've known that for a long time. Bryce Harper, Bryson Stott, the Southacene brothers. It just continues to be a hotbed of talent, and we're going to see that today with the lefty, Joseph Gallo.
Charlie Blaylock at the very top of it all. He leads it off with a smile, already looking comfortable playing baseball. Merritt Island High School. Blaylock makes his home in Vieira, Florida, and again a Select Festival athlete this past year at the 13U age group, and the son of Taylor and Nicole. You see how the defense sets up. 1-0 the count. A wonderful challenge for this left-hander, Joseph Gallo.
Yeah, just this past year, he's pitched in a couple of games, 19 2/3 innings. He's got 24 strikeouts already this season.
Working with his battery mate, Jackson Trantham, trying to show that pitch as much as he can. Like a lot of these young athletes, Blaylock played football for quite some time. They do play multiple sports, as that one stays inside. He was a running back on his Pop Warner football team. And by the way, if you give him some time to relax and get away from baseball or even football in the past, Blaylock, who takes a strike, loves him some pickleball. It's taking over the planet.
Get on board, Darren Sutton. Get on board. That pitch not missing by much. That's a great take by Blaylock to get on board.
So up and in, and he fights that one through after the zone expanded, up and right up under his chin, and Mateo Victorio is next. From Suisun City, California. Catcher, third baseman, first baseman, pitcher. He's the extra hitter in this one. Stands close to the plate. Maybe 1 or 2 fingers up on the bat, choking up just a little bit as he takes outside. 1-0 the count.
It was a great block by Trantham. Keeps the base runner over at first base. For Mateo Victoria, we know him well, nicknamed Monster. And you can just see the projections, right? You can see he's already taken up some room in the box. He's got a lot of room to grow there.
Both parents athletic growing up, football, basketball, and Mateo also played hoops, and then volleyball as well. He said, playing volleyball has got me in much better shape, preparing me for baseball. Great hand-eye coordination sport as we see the MTBA gather together, and some words of encouragement for their left-hander. MTBA Dogs. Coach Massanari is in his 5th season as the head coach. All of his teams in the previous years ranked nationally inside that top 25. Luke Tom's an assistant on that team. 13 and 14U age group, this program. Hold the hands in, rocket shot. Down the line, that one goes, and foul ball. Those hands wave, foul ball is the call. James Kellerman right on top of it.
You know, both of these teams 7-0 coming into the championship game. Really impressive for MTBA. They had 3 shutouts over the past couple of days. They outscored their opponents 48-20. Excuse me, for ZT. Pardon me. Excuse me. ZT 7-0, outscoring their opponents 85-9. D. Both teams really impressive, but 85-9 throughout the past couple of days.
I think a lot of it when you're playing a team like ZT is the ability to relax, not try to do too much, as that one is crushed to right center field. The ballpark shrunk quickly. Victorio with the 2-run home run. Quick hands right through the zone.
Oh, this is so impressive. Keeps his hands in the zone. Quick bat, to your point, Dean. Absolutely crushes this over the right field wall. No doubt about it. A 2-run shot. Puts his team ahead early. That's the power from the 2-hole hitter.
We go from California back to Florida. And we see Easton O'Quinn swing the bat, a 2029. And a third baseman, a Select Festival athlete as well. Son of Katie and Alex. Shoots that one to the right side.
Hey, that's a really good pitch from Gallo, especially to that right-handed batter. If you can live on the outside part of the plate there, right? The key right now is to just throw strikes, right? They've had a long weekend of play, a lot of games. But just to find that area in the strike zone, that's a good spot for him.
He's going to show him a changeup here on 0-1, and it dives outside. I tell you, this is a fun time to be covering this age group, and here's why. With the new communication rules with colleges, and these players, many of them going back 5, 6, 7 years, would have all been committed. And all trying to figure it out, and all on an even playing field at this point, which allows for the late bloomers to catch up with the Select Festival guys, if you will. So
I love it. Yeah,
you're 11 and 12 and 13, and you're playing, you're growing, you're getting better. You may not be where, let's say, Easton O'Quinn is, but you can, and you can get there and put in work and be playing in games against him when you're a junior and a senior in high school. I love the new rules. I know you can go to camps, and I know you can show yourself in that way, but I love the fact that all these athletes now can equally develop, including the late bloomers.
Such a great point. It makes these games so much fun. Must-see TV. Is that pitch just missing? Outside, sorry, D. Draws the walk.
No worries. So, Quinn, it's just, you talked about it, I think more than anything, it's about the comfort of attacking and throwing strikes. And I think I was trying to make the point earlier when Victorio helped me make the point that, I've even seen this at the big leagues years ago, covering teams that would almost go ask the other team for an autograph. You're playing them. You're here for a reason. You've won all these games. You're here in the championship game, and you're here for a reason. I still think it can be intimidating. Social media tells you stuff if you're a young athlete. There's all these quote-unquote Select Festival kids. But a guy like Gallo, and you know this, Danny, with your life around the sport, a guy like Gallo can change the fate of another team in an instant by pitching a good game. That's all there is to it. It doesn't matter. Even if the other team's dramatically better, Gallo can end that real quickly.
And we saw that actually at the SoCal Showdown, right? You and I out in California, out at Corona, and there's some incredibly talented players playing in CIF, right? The California Interscholastic Federation. And we saw we saw Los Osos go toe-to-toe with Corona, right? We saw some fantastic displays of talent, regardless of where guys were ranked.
Runner's going to try to take a bag, head first slide, and it's a stolen base. Throw down there by Jackson Trantham. So O'Quinn swipes that one. Good jump.
Yeah, the throw, I like where the throw was. Inside the bag, makes it easy to apply that tag, but O'Quinn sliding in just ahead of it.
Blake Barberena will play for that La Mirada team. He's a 2029, and he steps back in the box. He's on this team. He's been climbing the rankings consistently. As a matter of fact, this is the number 34 overall player in the country is ranked by Perfect Game. Nice job sticking with it. Held the masks the entire time, did Trantham. And at the very end, when he knew where the ball was, he dropped that mask and made the play.
Not an easy play to make. Maybe drop the mask sooner, help yourself out a little bit. But either way, he's able to hold on to it.
Treyway Lawrence. Trey, as he is affectionately known, from Somerville, South Carolina. Lagana and Charles, his parents, both dad, grandpa played football, baseball. Both of them playing it into college. This is a good football, basketball, along with baseball player as well. Are you surprised? Seeing the numbers that he has put up over the last couple of years. And I don't see him anytime soon shutting down his journey on the football field.
No, and he shouldn't. He should play it for as long as he can. Some of the best athletes in the world are two-sport stars for as long as they can.
Good breaking ball to start him off. 0-1 the count. Lawrence with Brody Taylor right behind him. Jimmy Stout as part of this lineup as well. Got the pink spikes, got the pink wrist tape, got the pink batting gloves, the aggressive swing. 0-2 the count.
That's such a great pitch from Gallo. That is such a great pitch. Again, it's all about just trying to land your pitches for strikes right now. They've got great bats, but you know what you're going to throw, right? You can see how tall Trey Lawrence is, too. Hopefully, Gallo can maybe try to use that to his advantage.
Well, the fastball appeared more firm because he threw a breaking ball for a strike prior to that. That breaking ball slipped through his fingers. For sure, and that will move the runner up to third.
That happens. Happens to everyone. Everyone who's ever pitched in the history of the game has had that happen to them.
Kevin Ellis comes out from behind home plate with a quick call of time. Looks like we saw a position change here. Let's see what we see.
Can I add about Trey Lawrence as well? He's a three-time Select Fest alum, 11, 12, and 13. So we've known him for a long time. You see how much room he takes up. 6'2". He's just 14, almost and a half years old, D. And he told me last year he's been working on getting into his legs more. They're so long, you have to learn how to use those levers when you're younger.
Good fastball, two-seamer, swing and a miss, strike three.
So there's that spot I'm talking about, right? You saw Gallo go in, and then he goes out. And even if it's not a strike, it looks good enough, and he gets the swing and miss. That's a great pitch.
Left-handed bat of Brody Taylor now. See if he can grab a little confidence after that approach. And it was that pitch that started the at-bat in a solid way for Lawrence. He starts off Taylor with a breaking ball, strike one.
That's really nice. Almost 12-6. Curveball that he's throwing in for strike number one, by the way. Pitch one and strike one in the count.
Taylor from New Jersey. Mickleton, New Jersey. Another breaking ball, called a strike just below the letters outside corner. Played in the Houston 1000 last year, this athlete. PGI, USA Baseball National Championship. Had a really busy summer. Select Festival as well. Just got a piece of it. Taylor, the son of Aaron, dad, Courtney, mom, and there are 4 boys at home. Taylor's got a handful. Mom, God bless you. Nathan, Logan, and Easton, along with Brody. Super mom, patient mom. The 0-2. Left that one up.
Nice job fighting that off by Taylor. He's seen it a couple times now. And so if he doesn't swing, it could be called a strike. He fights it off. That's a really nice job. I feel like Gallo's gained some confidence here in the past couple of batters. You're seeing it in his pitches.
No balls, 2 strikes to count. Trantham getting a little bit of help from the dugout in calling those pitches. Buried that one low, 1-2 the count.
Great job again behind the plate with Trantham. If it's going to be a close game, the catchers are going to be all the difference. Keeps that runner over at third.
High fly ball. Got it down off the end of the bat. Pretty well struck. Shy of that wall, though. Boy, that was a mile high. He just missed that one, did Brody Taylor. But he flies out to right field. Mateo Victorio did not fly out to right. He said goodbye to the yard. Quick hands through the zone. And just like that, ZT National, the Prospects lead it 2-0. Houston, Texas. It's not freezing here, not even close. 2-0 is the score. It's not other parts of the country. It's definitely baseball weather when we're talking about the first few days of March. How about 77 degrees? Windy, although the wind had nothing to do with the swing of Mateo Victorio. No matter where the wind was coming from, he would cut right through it. A beautiful stroke. Rocco DeGrazia, Gavin Newman, Sawyer Perry against Mason Moeller. We're taking a peek at Moeller's velocity numbers in that first inning. Fastball 82, right around there. Breaking ball, in the high 60s. So he has a nice gap velo-wise, but command good, strike throwing, very comfortable out there. Mason Moeller, the left-hander. And he hangs a breaking ball in her half. It's a high fly ball right field. Feeling for that wall. Up against the wall. Brody Taylor makes a nice play. Rocco, you just missed that one.
Hey, by the way, Rocco's a stud. His numbers from this season are really impressive. He's got great plate discipline. I like that he's first pitch swinging. And he makes Taylor work for this. Look at Taylor. He reaches his hand out because he's trying to figure out where the fence is, and he is on his horse to make that catch. The right fielders are working this afternoon.
15 years old, just past that 15th birthday. We celebrate with Gavin Newman. This entire roster, local Las Vegas, which makes it fun. I mean, you have, it's town ball, to use an old school term. It's all my buddies that I know. We all live in the same community. And it's fun when you play, quote-unquote, town ball to play a national team.
I actually just heard that term for the first time recently, D, and I kind of love it. I feel like we should maybe bring it back because it is special. As you see on the other side of the field, right, with ZT, they're from all over, which is amazing, but it's so rare to see a team from the same community.
Zips it over the inside corner, 1-1 the count. Newman's mom is Lindsay. Again, the parents that make these sacrifices. What makes it fun is when this event's over, ZT all heading back to different spots. As you said, an all-star team. Everyone on the MTBA squad's going to Vegas. They're going home. They're all going to race to the airport. They're all going to get on the same flight. They're all going to say, "Can you pass me back some food if you have any in row 17?" They're all going home. And I love that. 2 quick outs. Sawyer Perry. There's a lot of Sawyer. I mean, this is a young man. Talk about just turned 15 and already 6'5".
We talk about long levers. I'm sure he's in the process of figuring out how to use all of his.
It's funny, when you go to that height, I'm 6'5", been 6'5" a lot of my life. My big growth spurt came a little bit older. Still was hard to deal with.
Yeah.
But to do it this young, man, to stay athletic enough to do something, and I know it sounds dramatic, folks, when I say it, but just to hit. I mean, to stay athletic enough to hit, to field your position, kudos to Sawyer.
The most common thing I hear, D, from these kids when we get to see them is it's the in the knees. In the knees is where their growth pains come from the most. And they're just trying to, in the lower back, right? Because you grow so fast. And I'm sure for mom and dad, too, it's quite costly. You got to buy a lot of new clothes.
New clothes and a ton of food. There's never enough food.
And shoes.
Never enough food and shoes. You're exactly right. He once was an 11. Now he's a 13. And next week he's a 15.
Yeah, that's exactly how it goes.
Cool stuff, though. Good for him. 3-1 the count. At the outside corner. Mom, by the way, played volleyball and softball as an educator. Dad, Joseph, played basketball and football. Both of them went to Ashford University, and Dad, a member of the United States military, serves our country. Line drive, down for a base hit. Short and quick to the ball. And if you have those long arms and you can be short and quick, you win, and he did.
Okay, notice that the first 2 outs were fly balls. The wind is going to play a factor this afternoon. You got to hit line drives. You got to hit the ball on the ground if you want a chance of getting on base in this game. Otherwise, it's going to hang up, and it's going to give the fielders a chance to make that catch. That is a fantastic 2-out hit to extend the inning.
And he gives Lucas Kim an opportunity to hit now. Lucas Young, one of the youngest members of this team. He is 14 in a 14U team, but as far as the calendar goes, a lot of them will go past within their 14U season. He just turned 14. So good for him, earning a spot on this team and a role as the second baseman, Lucas Kim. 1-1.
It's a nice pitch there. Mason's gone to that spot a couple of times on the plate. When he gets that call, it's a really nice pitch. That's hard to hit.
Las Vegas-based MTBA. They talk about their mission of developing student athletes on and off the field. A ton of training, providing speed and agility, strength and conditioning training. Good conversation with some traffic out on the base pads. The folks at MTBA share, and they do so on their website, did a wonderful job sharing it with their baseball academy. Power of education goes back in the hands of the parents. They believe parents should have the freedom to choose the educational program that fits best for their child's needs when they're training and working out. So a celebration for MTBA Baseball Academy.
I love that foundation. I love the idea of setting these guys up, not just for baseball, but being great humans, great sons, great people.
Head coach Bryce Messinari was a Philadelphia Philly, drafted out of high school. Went to CSN. And then went on to the University of Georgia, 2 times All-SEC, then drafted by the Rockies. Rockies Organizational Player of the Year in 2011. Head coach of this program, Bryce, for the last 4+ seasons. So, in good hands. College of Southern Nevada is CSN. I should have been more specific. Where Bryce Harper played. Got the chase. That's strike 3. Elevated fastball. 1 single stranded. A really nice play because it looked like Rocco DeGrazia was going to cut the wind and maybe drive a ball out of here. But Brody Taylor knew exactly, as Danny said, where he was going. He reached for that wall. He had enough space. Put a star by that one.
I need all the wins, yeah. Ain't no L's, I gotta get a no call and quits, yeah. Gotta keep on moving no matter how hard it gets, yeah. Better move out the way, cause I'm coming with harder hits. My head is as hard as a brick, but I'm harder than all it is. You better move, you might get knocked out, knocked out. You better move, you might get knocked out, knocked out.
I'm in the big leagues, told her don't miss me. Ballin' like Houston, ayy, feeling like Whitney. I gotta go, dog. I'm riding the road, y'all. I think that I'm back in my bag now. So I need that go, y'all. Got hits when they throwin' the fastball. Too much that I've been through, so I put it all in that rear view. Clean money in a black whip, got old problems with a...
Danny Darren in Houston, Texas on a balmy March day, if there's such a thing. Something about that 77 degrees, though, with breezes and the high clouds all around makes it feel nice. A great way for a young athlete to get warmed up. And Joseph Gallo, I think he did get warmed up. You know, I'm sure it was tough what he went through, but we saw him go 1, 2, 3 after there was some traffic. We saw him get comfortable, and this be a nice key inning. And that warm-up pitch there was the key for him. When he started landing his curveball, it all changed.
Yeah, and this is nice baseball weather. Maybe not the wind so much if you're a hitter, but it is great baseball weather. It doesn't really feel like it's early March. I don't know. I feel like we've been doing so much baseball on PGTV that it feels like we're mid-season right now. But to your point, for Gallo, it's the confidence in the off-speed and then being able to use that fastball. I think he's still trying to find the zone for that. And as soon as he is able to use that pitch as well, maybe get some swing and miss or at least get some balls hit on the ground, that's going to be the key for him. But those last 3 outs, he looked really good.
Jimmy Stout is his first foe. Stout is the first baseman. Strong athlete holds his hands behind his helmet and takes up and away. James, his given name, from beautiful Artesia, California. SoCal guy, just turned 15 years old. Top 3 catcher in the state of California. Good pitch. A little zip to that one. 1 ball and 1 strike the count, right over the inside corner.
So we've noticed from Gallo when he goes in, he's able to then go out, right, and establish that part of the plate with the umpire. And if it's near the zone, he's been getting the call. And I like the sequence.
That one's low. We'll check the count on our graphic. 2 balls and 1 strike is the count. 2-1 the count. As he got the call in the inside corner a moment ago. So a team that won 124 games in a row over a span of, a couple of seasons, the Banditos. They're growing up still. They won. They're in the championship game in the 14U age group.
Let's go.
Down and away with the changeup. That's a high fly ball into right center field. To the warning track and to the wall, and a nice play just shy of that wall. Jason Lizotte with good range. Good pitch down and away.
That's where those balls go to die out there. It's a graveyard. You can see how much power Stout has. It's a great swing. I love the hustle out of the box, by the way. You never know what's going to happen. But the defense, it's gonna be their job to track down fly balls today, fight the wind a little bit, and get outs for their pitcher.
It's funny with that Banditos 13U team as Daniel Badar hits. He got time. There's, because of a wonderful documentary that the PG Social team put together, because they became a somewhat of a household name for their winning streak of 100+ games. Names like Tyler Early and Leland Henry, we already know about who these players are. And Tyler Early in that game homered, and Leland Henry in that game homered twice. So that's next. A team that went over 100 consecutive wins. They'll look to be challenged on the other side. They have yet to determine their foe. It's DK Furia or let them play. 2-0
so
the
you're
count.
saying there could be some fireworks. We've already seen some in this game, thanks to Nateo Victorio.
There could be, but it's just what we're noticing. It's, I think you would think, okay, here comes ET, team full of all-stars, and it's, 2-0 game with 1 out. That one slipped right on through, and so we'll see. We'll see if a pitcher can hold him down. Bedard with the base hit, the designated hitter.
Yeah, that's a nice job, right? The wind is a factor today. It's going to be a factor all day in our 2 championship games. That's a really hard hit ball, the hustle down the line. He's got the multicolored cleats, by the way. I just noticed that, the pink and the green. And that's a nice job. You just got to hit the ball on the ground hard and find that hole for the base runner.
Select Festival athlete Brandon Manavong. Gosh, was he important in the previous game. The 6-1 win over Grind National Cooperstown Bats. Manavong started the game, went 5 innings, didn't give up an earned run, struck out 5, got up to 82 miles an hour. It was Brandon that pitched his team here. Now he hits. He punches that one foul.
Looks like he's bunting for a hit the way that he was running down the line. The key to that is you got to get the bunt down first, right? You can move a little, but you got to get the bunt down. You have to keep your eyes all the way on that ball, keep the bat head flat.
B-Manny. B-Manny is what his friends call him. San Ramon, California. Drives that one down the left field line. Well struck, right up against that gate. The play is made. Olivia Aldridge. Manavong hit it hard. 2 outs.
Hey, the bat speed on that is what caught my eye. Look how fast it whips through the zone. He pulls the ball that's in on his hands, right? That's a really nice job. The bat-to-ball skills there. And again, every ball that's hit in the air has less and less chance of getting down unless you muscle it up out.
Cameron Walters, SoCal guy from Upland, California. He's a catcher by trade, but again, can go work in the outfield wherever you need him. He is catching in this game. He's been to a handful of Southern California-based PG showcases. He drives that one high and deep toward the alley as that one dumps in there. And that approach turned out to be the perfect approach, and with a couple of outs, I think the key is Bedar's start from first base as he goes bing, bang, boom, first to third quickly.
Just like that, bing, bang, boom. That's how they drew it up. And again, that one drops down in front of the center fielder to put a man aboard. It's a nice job extending the inning, and now they're back to the top.
A run for Walters. And they ran for Manavong as well. He didn't go first to third, actually pulled up there at second base. The runners are on first and second. Charlie Blaylock walked and scored back in the first inning.
It's a great
Charlie
pitch.
takes in.
That's a great pitch. Maybe a little high and a little inside, but it's right there. That pitch is right there.
2-0, ZT leads it. ZT Elite, MTBA out of Las Vegas. An even better one as it hits the outside corner that time, 1-1.
Blaylock's the running back on his Pop Warner football team. Dee, I think you mentioned that. It's made him a lot faster. I like that he's in the left side of the box, right? He's got that extra step or two as well.
1-2 the count. Good job, Jackson Trantham, presenting that pitch behind home plate. He's encouraging his pitcher on the mound.
This would be a big deal to get out of this jam with 2 on.
Blaylock's got 6 hits, and he's got 9 walks, now 10 walks. He's been on base 16 times in this event. He's been on base nearly 80% of all plate appearances. He's been incredible. And it's mainly the walks, the patience, 10 total walks.
He's got a great idea of the strike zone at a really young age.
10 walks in 3 days, folks. Now, I know they're playing multiple games per day. 2-2.
And that's why he's got so many walks. He's worked the count all the way back full.
Laylock's resume is loaded with all tournament honorees. Just about every tournament where he puts on a uniform. Went to the 13U Perfect Game National Showcase as well. Breaking ball, ground ball, ranging, leaving his feet, and can't come up with it. Everybody's safe. They'll try their luck as that one is fired home. Mateo Victorio earlier.
Wow, wow, wow. Okay, so Monster crushes it out of the park. It's a 2-run home run. And he's got a chance to do some damage here as Badar didn't end up going home on the play. That's the right move. I think that's the right move. So now base is loaded.
Well, the ball didn't kick far enough away. Time will tell if it turns out with 2 outs. I love pushing the envelope with 2 outs, but the ball was just not that far away from Lucas Kim. Very close to the plate. Very carefully pitched. 1-0 the count to Victorio. 12U and 13U Select Festival athlete Mateo, the #1 catcher in the nation in the class of 2029. And the 13U Offensive Player of the Year.
He's really smart. His baseball IQ is off the charts for his age, D, and he's a blast. His teammates love him. He's got this carefree attitude, but he is locked and loaded when it comes to his offense.
He's got 5 hits at this event. He's also walked 9 times. So again, a really high on base percentage. 2-0 the count. The home run was his first of this event. He also had a double and a triple earlier. Tired of waiting. Kevin Ellis gives him a call of time. In on the hands, good pitch, good hack, 2-0, but just enough arm side run to run it to his knuckles.
I like that he's attacking the batter. The last thing you want to do is walk him. They're obviously going to be careful. They know the power that Mateo has, but I like when you attack a guy. You got 2 outs, trust your defense.
ZT with teams based in Texas, California, Florida, and Oklahoma. They talk about their mission, and it's simple. Providing an opportunity and exposure for players while competing at the highest level with discipline, teamwork, and sportsmanship and honesty. We're about developing athletes, great instruction, and college placement, all while being affordable and economical for all players that want to play.
I like this program a lot. I love the way they play. It's kind of a relentless style. They've got a potpourri of kids from everywhere. That's not easy to do when you're coming from different cities and different places, and you know, you come from different backgrounds, and Carlos Avila's done a nice job of blending everyone together and finding playing time. They're 7-0 this past weekend. 85-9 is what they've outscored their opponents.
Stayed back as long as he could on that breaking ball and fouled it off. Avila, Southern California based, Orange County and LA. His neck of the woods. Rudy Garcia does a great job with them. We know Rudy really well. Joseph Gomez, Tyler White, the director for ZT Southeast. 3-2, hands come in, and he drives that one to the alley in right center field, and it's down. A line drive with top spin and a base hit. Blading a couple, 2-out magic, and again a wonderful day in the title game for Victoria.
All right, so Badar and Walters with the hustle, able to come home and double the lead 4-0. And again, Nateo Victorio has done a really nice job today. We saw the home run earlier, and then you see the line drive. Gallo comes with the fastball, challenges him with that pitch, which I like and I appreciate, and Nateo gets the best of him and brings in 2 runs. I really appreciate his game.
The left-hander's day is done. Joseph Gallo gets an opportunity that he will cherish to come and pitch and play in a game like this. We'll reset the situation when we come back and introduce you to our new arm. It's the 14U championship game of the PG Houston 1000.
It's time to raise up, show that evil we ain't weak. We don't turn the other cheek. I can show you how to be strong. Come on, follow me. Heard you looking for a hero. Well, look up. I know the journey got hard for a minute, but I ain't giving this up. I got the heart of a champion. If I get knocked down, I get back up.
He's got a left arm, and Jason Lazat plans on using it as he goes to work. And a smile on his face, that's always a good sign. So Lazat, and it looks like it may be a straight-up swap. It appears as Joseph Gallo has gone to center field. Taking a peek at Perfect Game's Diamondcast app. They do a wonderful job. Good way to follow the game. But we'll confirm that with our team on the ground here in Houston, Texas.
So another lefty on the mound. They've got an arsenal of them for this MTBA team, the Dogs. And he'll get a chance. You mentioned the smile, D. I'd have a smile on my face, too. If you want to be the best, you got to beat the best. And ZT has some of the best in the country. And we all know that. But this is only a 4-0 game right now. They've done a nice job of kind of figuring out some of the holes, so to speak, or the spots that they can find for strikes behind the plate. And so they're going to try to follow that recipe. Lazat will, trying to face the meat of this order for ZT.
Easton O'Quinn wags that bat over his shoulder. Makes a good diving fastball outside. 1-0 the count. Hit hard on the ground into center field, and it's a base hit that will plate another run. ZT with 5 of the board here in the bottom of the second inning. Again, that bat really ran quickly through the zone.
Whippy bat hits it on the ground, finds the hole. Charlie Blaylock's able to score. And Nateo Victorio holds up at second base. That's just a nice piece of hitting. You got a new pitcher, you don't know what he's going to throw, and you go with the pitch.
How was my angle? Okay.
Looks like Heisler's playing short. Newman is at third. And I believe Ajay Hermosera has gone to center field. Still working to confirm. O'Quinn with the RBI. Barberena, who popped up to the catcher last time up, has a couple of runners out there with 2 outs.
Runners stay put. Trantham's done a really nice job back there. His 2 lefties have thrown a ton of breaking stuff, a ton of stuff in the dirt, and he has been all but perfect back there.
The 2-0. Just off the plate, 3-0 the count. Carlos Sevilla, Rice Massanari, these two coaches. I think the big news for them is what you earn when you've made it to this championship game. As that one's outside. Runners will move up. That is ball 4. They'll move up because of the walk. But if you make it to the top two in the 9 through 14U age group, get a top seed in the 2025 Beast of the East to be played in late May in Panama City Beach, Florida. So you get a top seed in that event. That's an amazing event. Kind of picks up where this event left off. A lot of events go more regional, then that's another national event. How big is that for MTBA?
That's a huge deal. That event is so much fun.
Yeah, you add this same kind of energy, this same kind of vibe, but at the beach, at Panama City Beach.
It's good vibes.
At the white sands down there.
Real good vibes.
Right there in the Gulf, it is just beautiful there. So many good restaurants, too. We'll go down the restaurant recommendations when we get closer to making that trip. We'll all be there, just like we've loved our time here in Houston.
I love the pink on Trey. I absolutely love it. Those uniforms look great. The pink batting gloves and the pink tape. It looks so good.
The 2-0. Outside, 3-0 the count. Jason Lazat just trying to keep it here. See if his team can find a swing, some of the offense that helped them get here. Danny's told you those numbers. They had a really strong run, undefeated. But it's low, ball 4. And a run will score.
So I'm not in the business of telling people what to do. I have no business doing that. I didn't pitch. Maybe for one game when I was 12. But I would say that allow your defense to work for you. Attack these hitters. Trust your stuff. See what happens.
And that's exactly what he does as he fires the strike to Brody Taylor. Meantime, Brody's thinking, I want to do some more 2-out damage. Jersey boy. Check swing, didn't mean to. He'll roll that one out to second base. Lucas Kim will turn that one into an out by rolling it over to his first baseman, Sawyer Perry. Mateo Victorio, who homered back in the first inning, continues the beat that he has had this entire tournament. He and ZT on quite a roll, and they're leading in the title game 6-0. Such a fun weekend at Kickoff Festival on Friday night at Constellation Field in Sugar Land, Texas was amazing. There's the wind we've talked about. It's going to come into play, and it's been shifting. In this case, it's helping the baseball to right center field, but it's gone both ways. So we'll keep an eye on it and let the adventure continue. You and I were talking, Dee. Sorry about that. You and I were talking about the fact that, what makes this event, and Jeremy Brown, who's the amazing scout and runs the select festivals at so many levels, especially on the scouting side. He shared the note with us that there are 100 select festival alum that played in this event. 100.
They did a great job prepping everyone coming into this one about what they could expect to see. H letting us know about all the Select Fest alum, but I just love that it's the unofficial kickoff to the year. It is just awesome, right? It coincides with spring training, the start of college baseball, and then you got here these talented young men who are just getting set for their high school seasons, and then it's summer ball.
Yeah, what's great about this, too, for the players that aren't playing all the way up to high school or maybe getting an opportunity is, and I'll be honest, I learned this last year for the first time when we did our unique Game of the Week broadcast from East Cobb. There's a whole world out there that allows at 12, 13, and 14, and mainly 13 and 14, for you to simulate what a high school season is going to be like through travel ball. And so whether you're playing in, and a lot of it's local. This is the national kickoff. Then you end up playing more local. Because Perfect Game is everywhere regionally and close to wherever you need to be. You need events in Arizona during the quote-unquote high school season. Well, if you're 13, you can find them. You can find them at East Cobb. You can find them in California. You can find them when the weather thaws up in the Midwest. So I learned last year doing it that there's a whole world out there that's getting you ready for high school baseball by playing a similar schedule when you're in junior high.
It's so smart. It's so smart.
I hope I explained that well. It was fun learning it. Fly ball right field. Into the glove of Brody Taylor out there. Jackson tried to let it travel as deep as he could.
You explained it perfectly. It makes a ton of sense. I think the amateur baseball arena just gets more innovative every year.
Well, for PG, it's a responsibility, too, to do the right thing, run good events. If you partner as you acquire new event providers and those that have done so regionally, the due diligence that leadership goes into, because it's representing your brand and it's providing a way for these athletes to grow. So it's not easy to do, but I've never imagined that this group, this company that provides this platform would grow like this.
Hey, by the way, that first pitch, that swinging strike, that slider was really pretty.
And then he follows it up with a pretty cut fastball over the outside, 1-2. Nick Moeller, the dad of the man on the mound, Mason Moeller. And Mason Moeller 10 times has been a perfect game MV pitcher. 10 times at events. As that breaking ball misses outside.
You can see why. He's done a really good job. He's allowed just one base runner so far. He's got a couple flyouts and a pair of strikeouts.
Peyton Conley Chimini takes off the plate. 3-2 the count. Mom is Jamie Conley. Little topper off the end of the bat. He'll ease down the mound and bobble it, and that'll do it. The miscue allows the runner to reach. So the second runner of the game to reach, this one reaches on an error by Moeller.
You could tell that hit had a lot of backspin on it, the way that it was hit off the end of the bat. That's tough, right? Coming off that mound, trying to play it, and Mueller did the best that he could, but Conley hustling down the line, get on base any way you can.
Jaden Myers looks at strike one at the letters. 0-1 the count, the son of Erica and Jay. His dad, Jay, played college football. St. John Fisher College ended up going into their Hall of Fame as a football player. 0-2 the count. Erica played just about every sport that they could throw out there. Softball, was a gymnast, volleyball, diving, track. Mom ended up going to Purdue, Mom Erica. As that one's high. Jaden can fly. Like if it's on the ground, if it's anywhere in the alley, you'll enjoy the tour with him.
You can see how athletic he is just by that stance.
That would have been it right there. Hugging the line, that would have been a dream. This may sound like hyperbole for all our viewers, but if that was fair, he may have circled the bases twice.
I'd take it.
1 and
I'd
2
take
the count.
over. I'm going to guess a lot of his hits end up hugging that third base line. I'm not saying he's like a slap hitter, but his front foot is open, so it looks like he does that a lot.
That's exactly right. Well analyzed by you and your New York studios. Well done. Well, you got to close that up, right? If you start open, you got to close it up. And so
Absolutely.
If you're closing it up, again, he probably has the hands to handle in, but boy, he is built to handle away, as you said.
Once he gets a little stronger, a little bigger, that's a game-changing approach at the plate. He's got to be able to handle the velocity and identify the off-speed, but I like it.
Got him to chase away. He loves that pitch away, so here's the thought. If you're Moeller, he wants it out there. I'll throw it out there, but I'm going to spin it, and that's exactly what he did.
Yeah, it's a really nice job identifying what Myers was trying to do at the plate, and he just got the best of him in this at-bat. So really, that's a smart move by Moeller and Walters behind the plate, that battery.
Ajay Hermosura, top 100 player in the country. Number 24 ranked shortstop, number 2 player overall in the state of Nevada. Certainly a threat to extend this inning.
I'd be interested to see if he tries to lay one down, play a little small ball.
Alvin, Jennifer, his dad and his mom. Contact is specialty, makes a ton of it. So Danny is looking and hoping for a bunt. I'm hoping that he'll drive it in the alley.
I mean, that is a sexier pick. I will give you that.
I want a gapper here.
Yeah, and he's capable. He's fully capable.
2-1.
Maybe they're waiting for the strike, and now he's going to do that, or they're going to let him swing. He's the leadoff guy. He's the best hitter in the lineup.
Takes a shot at the right side. 2-2, the count now.
You mentioned the speed. 7 stolen bases so far this season. He's got 2 triples.
Mason Moeller pours that one in there. We'll do it again. 2 balls and 2 strikes to count. 75, 76, 77 miles an hour from that left arm. That's plenty of giddy up at that age. Mason 6 feet tall, about 160 pounds. We'll do it again.
It's been a healthy diet of fastballs from Mueller. He started the at-bat off to AJ with a slider. He's got a curveball in his arsenal, too.
And let's see which pitch he throws. Sometimes you find yourself tentative on a curveball because you don't want to, quote-unquote, speed up the bat of the hitter. Maybe a changeup here. 2-2. He was ready for that one. High fly ball. That one's crushed to left center field. Toward the warning track, up against that wall, and it bounces off the wall. Back toward the infield. Trey Lawrence gets it back in. Great extension, a beautiful approach. Hermosura crushed that baseball.
I think that's what you call a line drive in the gap. or at least a line drive, gets the extension, hustles out the box. Again, he's got the speed to do it, and he gets MTBA on the board. I love that he drives in the run. That's a 2-out RBI from Hermosura.
So AJ with the base hit, triple, and an RBI. Jason Lazat. Pulls that bat away from his body. A couple of quick strikes, 0-2 the count. Every run a big run. As it gets later in this game, you can start looking at run rules, and you want to play all 7 innings. I mean, first of all, it's 6-1. You want to score another run or two and say, hey, we're in this thing. We're going to win this thing. But I always talk about these games, the point of pride that comes in, and you want to play this thing all the way to the end. It's a championship game, and you've earned the right to be here. See if Lazat can plate that big run at third. That would be huge.
This will be the 50th pitch for Muller.
Stuck with it. Wind brought it back to him. Easton O'Quinn puts it away. But not before AJ. Hermosura came up big, rushing that baseball. Extension with a capital E. And his squad climbing back in, down 5.
Wow. Oh, it feels brand new. That's crazy. I feel no... Wow. Oh, it feels brand new. That's crazy. I feel no pain, nothing. That's like crazy. There's 0 pain. 0.
Yo, that's crazy, dude.
Like, I can't feel my traps anymore because they've been going and they're super loose now. But my legs, it almost feels like somebody's just like pump, pump, pump. It feels like you're getting a massage, free massage.
Choose my pros, no better way to go.
Dropping in from the sky here for the bottom half of the third inning. Super Regional NIT, or as it is known, the Houston 1000. It's almost like in the fall, the grown-up tournament, the World Wood Bat Association World Championship. That's nice to call it that, but it's known as Jupiter. And this is the Houston 1000. That's known as Jupiter. What I love about that closes the upper ages, and it closes the travel ball season, and it's the best for the age group on the planet. This, as Danny said, opens the youth age groups, and it opens their season, and this is the best youth tournament on the planet now as well.
This is my favorite kind of baseball. You're playing with your homies, whether you're from all around the country or you are neighbors in the same neighborhood.
Tomball.
And that's right. That's right. And you get to come out here, right? Maybe you're missing some class, I don't know, but it's a Monday and you're hanging with your best friends playing baseball. You look great. You're in the championship game and you get to go back home and tell your friends all about it. It's awesome.
James is going to tell them all about it as he digs in, or Jimmy as he is known, as that one is up and away. Jimmy with 3 hits, 3 walks, 6 RBIs, so that's a 600 on base percentage in this event coming in.
He hit a deep fly ball to center his last at bat, just missing it.
Two-0. Patiently waiting, 3-0 the count.
I was thinking too, Dee, as you were talking about all the events that we've got going on, how impressive our crews have been, because in the span of a week, we've had our SoCal Showdown, we had our high school showdown, and our Houston 1000. That's pretty impressive. They deserve a lot of love.
Yeah, and whether it's on campus in person or whether it's remote, we don't miss a beat. And it's a blast. You and I were together in California last week, and then we took our pictures from Hoover, Alabama for a couple of nights. You were back out in California. Steve Phillips joined you. And by the way, the championship game tomorrow night, we'll have the title game of that SoCal Showdown and the third place game as well.
That's awesome.
Corona High School. That's really the big one.
Good.
Corona High School.
Yeah.
All those players that you've heard about, all of them, you'll get to see them play. Danielle Bedard. 0-1. From New York. Takes that one the other way. Danny, I think it's not just New York. You know, a lot of times we'll say a player's from New York. He's like you. He's a New Yorker. He's a city man.
New York, New York.
That's exactly right.
We're representing. I just hit my official New Yorker status, by the way.
Right in on the hands, rolls that one out towards short. Is there a play across the diamond? And in time. That's a nice job. Heisler has gone in and has played short. And you come
off
up
the
thinking
end of the bat.
Yeah, and it's a funky spin, and just to make an accurate throw off balance. And they got the call right, Danny.
Yeah, they did. And you've got to decide, too, how you want to play that. If you want to wait on it or you want to charge it, which sometimes then you got to figure out how to play the hop. And you mentioned it, Heisler came in to play the spot for Lazat, who came in to pitch. It's a good play, solid play.
So Danielle is retired. And in Manavong, the shortstop. Yeah, he's like a real New Yorker. I think that's pretty cool. So going back to Danielle.
That is awesome. I mean, you come out here for work a lot, but there's some great teams out here. There's some really good talent. Christian Moore is a New York kid playing for the Angels. Could break camp with the team, but you got to work to play ball out here. It's chilly. It's like 22 degrees today.
Out front of that one, high pop up, shallow left, charging, still running. Nice first step and a nice play made by Aldrich.
Outfield's getting their work today. Yeah, D, you're right. Just got under it. Good first step by the left fielder, Aldridge, to come in.
Cameron Walters. Singleton scored. It was his fourth hit of this event. Walters getting a chance to play in his fourth game as well as that slow breaking ball drops in there. Walters is the catcher. Well, if you score a run, even if it's a single run, and then you get a quick 0 up on the board for MTBA, that'll be everything. Good changeup, gets a swing and a miss.
I like how Lazat's come in and calmed the game down a little bit, right? He did give up that walk to Stout, who's on second now, but he got a ground ball and a fly out. He's done a nice job.
That got him. Dirt first, but then got the batter, so Walters has been on twice in this game.
I think I just jinxed him.
Oh, if only we had that kind of power to control a game from thousands of miles away. If
so
only.
Glad we don't. I'm so glad we don't.
Quick defensive meeting. Ray Murakami will come in and run, by the way.
Well, they're going to be back to the top, and Charlie Blaylock is just that. He is locked in. He walked and scored in the first, singled and scored in the second. He's a fascinating kid. He shared with us last summer, D, that he's a Davis Mershon fan. shortstop who was playing for Mississippi State. He said, I saw him play last year, and I think our games are similar. He's better, of course, but is someone I look up to. Francisco Lindor in Major League Baseball, too. I just like the way he plays the infield.
1-0 the count. And looking back on the different events we were fortunate enough to be a part of in 2024, I thought that 13U Select Festival was really memorable. At the Dish in Charlottesville on campus at Virginia, the athletes, how they honored one another at the awards banquet the night before. There were some moving stories, there was some emotion, there was fun. I thought that 13U Select Festival group was a really special bunch of kids.
That's a nice pitch. That's a special pitch there from Lizotte for strike 2. But I agree. It was an awesome time. That ballpark is stunning.
And we'll be back there this year.
Brian O'Connor and his staff, Kevin McMullen, Drew Dickerson, like, they are top-notch humans. And, you know, we've had a chance to go to a couple of different ballparks with that age group. And every time we go to a new park, they welcome us with open arms. But it's a gorgeous college D1 ACC ballpark that keeps growing. And they sell that thing out. Those fans come. It's a blast for the kids to get to play in, too.
Charlie B swings right through that one, frustrated down. He goes on strike. So that's exactly what Lizotte wanted to do. His team scored. They got a scratch. You put a 0 up on the board. You're punching back step by step in the 14U title game of the Houston 1000. MTBA out of Las Vegas, Nevada, hanging around right now with the ZT National Prospects, the premier Banditos squad. One of the most dominating youth teams on the planet have moved on. And it looks like DK Furia has grabbed the other spot. That game just went final, defeating Let Them Play, or at least they're almost there. They're not quite there. They've got a 7-run lead late in that one. We'll keep you posted when we find out exactly which it is. Furia National or Let Them Play. Eric Burns, longtime major leaguer, runs that Let Them Play program. He does a great job. Got a base runner right out of the gates. Struck him. Josiah Lavea Aldridge is on.
You mentioned it last inning, D. Just being able to put up that 0 for Lizotte, get his team back to the dugout. They scratched a run across in the third. What kind of momentum can they pick up right now? Not the way you want to start the fourth if you're Muller, but their defense has been really good, and so has his pitching. So we'll see what he unfolds this inning.
I know you smiled when I mentioned this earlier, but being involved in these events, so many of them, broadcasting so many of them, you are teetering in the game because you can make it 6-3 and feel like, okay, we've got a shot. But when you have an 8 after 5, if you give up 3 in the next inning, now your back's against the wall. So that's why I feel like these runs for your confidence are so important early. Because the snap of a finger and it's over, and you've lost those last 2 at-bats.
Yeah, I hear you.
2-1 the count.
DeGrazia hit it a really long way. It was an out in the second to right field, but he had some juice on it. I think he swung at the first pitch.
2-2 the count.
He's a cleanup guy in this lineup, the designated hitter. So I'm not going to say he should lay down a bunt here, D, but
no.
I do want to see him swing the bat. I want to see that power.
We're going to have to put out some sort of a moratorium and you calling for bunts.
That's a great take.
We want to see him driving the gap. Nobody pays to see these guys bunt.
I just wanted to see one. No one pays these guys.
That's what they pay him to do. Shoot it the other way. On across the diamond. They got themselves a double play. A line drive to Blaylock. He got it right to Stout. It was a frustrating moment for the son of Sam and Letitia DeGrazia because he didn't mean to. A check swing line drive and a double play.
Yeah, that's frustrating. It looked like maybe it had a little life, but nice job by Blaylock. I think he backhanded the ball, so he made the right move. They didn't try to do too much with the glove. If that's where the glove was leading him, he backhands the ball, and then off balance throws over to first to Stout for that nice double play. Great momentum shift for ZT.
Quick visit, positive conversation. And then they go back to work, this left-hander with 2 outs in the inning. Just a reminder, you got those 2 quick outs. Sometimes for a pitcher, and pitchers will tell you this at all ages, that third out gets difficult because you get comfortable after you get the first 2, especially with a double play like that. I pop up. Back behind home plate. This is Gavin Newman. Mom Lindsay. 1-1 the count.
Second time through the order for MTBA, I like the at-bats a lot more.
Well, Gavin's had a good tournament. He's got 6 hits, hitting .529, 6 for 14, a couple of doubles, 5 runs batted in. Spoils a pitch up and away. Just letting us know inside of that ZT dugout that this will be his last batter. So he'd love it to be the last out of this inning then, if that's the case.
He's thrown 9 straight fastballs, D. He's touching 79 on the second pitch of this at-bat. 10 straight fastballs.
That was an amazing sales job. Literally, like knocking on your door, would you like to buy a vacuum sales job? This is never a strike at any point, and it never even went the other side of the batter's box. But I like the sales job.
He goes back to the fastball. Yeah.
Walters, Moeller, they both were selling so hard. And guess what? Kevin Ellis was not buying the vacuum. Tip my cap to you, gentlemen. Keep trying. Keep fighting for your pitcher out there.
Hey, that's what you want your battery to do. That's the best battery mate ever.
Good velo call out by you, by the way, touching 79.
Thank you.
That one is low. 3-2 the count.
This is appropriate if it's the last batter. The hardest out, you said it earlier, D. This will be the 8th pitch of the at-bat coming.
Into the catcher's mitt it goes, and that's strike 3. Some arm side run on that pitch. The day is done for the left-hander Mason Moeller. He'll look back and know that in the championship game of the Houston 1000, I was more than good enough. His team leads at 6-1.
One, two, three, work!
Yes!
Mine bat's better than any other bat I've used last year.
This bat just has more pop than any other wood bat that I ever used.
Wood Bat League gonna go crazy this summer.
And these bats are absolutely juiced.
Peyton Conley Chimini has gone in to play some first. Love it. Love the dachshund at the yard. It's awesome. There have been more dogs.
Is that a wiener dog?
Yes.
Oh my gosh, this is the best day ever.
That's how you start a Monday. I've seen more beautiful puppy dogs at this event. Families bringing their pups along, especially the local teams that could bring their dogs out.
Nobody told me there was going to be a dog.
Yep. They wanted to surprise you with it. So Lizotte has restored some order. He's got Victorio, O'Quinn, Barberena, Lawrence, Taylor. We'll see who all gets to hit. Been a good day for Nateo, a really good day. And he'll take that one, a breaking ball that never got there. Didn't lean into it, just didn't move out of the way. Don't blame him. Easton O'Quinn walked, singled, drove in a run, takes a fastball outside. 1-0 the count to Easton.
So last inning, D in the third, Jimmy Stout walked, and then Lizotte was able to get out of the jam. Now this is the meat of the order. It's the big bats here, but we'll see what Lizotte's able to do to kind of navigate here. O'Quinn has been a force to be reckoned with. The walk and the single, as you mentioned, he made it 5-0 in the second.
Two and one the count. That's a changeup that floated away. Both his parents played college athletics, Erskine College, a Division II school in South Carolina, Easton. Runner's going to take off, throw down, and he's in there with a stolen base. What can't he do on a baseball field?
The monster. Great jump. Really great jump. Listen, Trantham behind the plate, he's been great today. He really has. He has managed his pitchers well. And he's made two great throws down. They haven't been outs, but he's throwing the ball where it needs to be.
2-2 the count on O'Quinn. Loves the outdoors. Hunting, fishing. He says the patience is a big part of it for me. Kind of gives me mental clarity. Those are his words. As he pops that one up. A mile high to the right side. Good communication there. In front of the right fielder. Lucas Kim in front of Myers makes the play.
Nice job bringing that in and holding on. It doesn't have to look pretty all the time. It really doesn't. You got to use two hands and you got to pull it in.
Blake Barberena popped out to the catcher, walked. Just got a piece of that one.
Yeah.
Blake with 8 hits, 14 RBIs, 5 walks at this event. Getting on base over a 700 clip. Nice job sticking that one behind the plate by Jackson.
That is a great pitch. Great job by the battery. Now he's ahead.
The 0-2.
Look at that.
One away.
It's a brick wall back there.
Checking the count, by the way. The man you're speaking of with Kevin Ellis, the home plate umpire. 1-2. 2-2 the count.
I really like Trantham behind the plate. I dig his game.
Boy, drops the hands on that one. Line drive right field. That is well struck. One hop, it's off the wall. Hurrying on around, a run will score. Quick hands, quick on the base pads. And big exit velocity there for Barberena. He drives in a run.
Yeah, and Nateo Victorio stealing that bag also gives him that heads up, right? 90 feet closer allows him to score as you see the runs piling up. But that was just a good piece of hitting from Barberena.
Stops there with the double in front of Trey Lawrence. The #1 player in the nation, Trey Lawrence, in the 29 class. And he said it, we've known him for quite some time. 22-3-4 Select Festival athlete. Big swing at a changeup, comes up empty.
The off-speed pitches were working against Trey in his first at-bat. That was when Gallo was on the mound. He walked in his second at-bat. I think it was a 4-pitch walk.
Good changeup again, 0-2.
Trey plays football. He's a running back. He plays basketball. He told me last year, D, that both those sports keep him in shape. He's going to have a quick chat with his coach. But we've talked about this a lot, about playing multiple sports, about doing it for as long as you can. And there's so much benefit to it, whether it's conditioning or a good first step, whatever it might be, strengthening your arm. Trey takes advantage of that.
Back-to-back changeups to start him in this at-bat. And they take a quick look. Lawrence, 3 hits, but also 6 walks at this event. So, you know, getting on base a ton. 3 stolen bases as well. Trying to sneak in there and grab an out, down 7-1. Bouncing ball out toward third. Long throw across the diamond. That one skips away. So Trey will easily head to second, and another run will score, and it's 8-1.
Trey has so much speed, and the defense knows that. That was a really nice backhand by Newman, right past the third base bag. And Trey hustles down the line, which allows him then to end up turning. There you see that nice backhand, good footwork. And the throw had to be rushed a little bit because Trey is pretty close to first by the time that ball is on its way. So really great job by him fighting off, right? Didn't hit those off-speed pitches, but he's able to impact the game and bring in the run, 8-1.
Brody Taylor now. Fly to right field, grounded out to second. Aaron is his dad, Courtney is his mom. Dad, a college wrestler at Cornell. Mom, a competitive gymnast. And he wrestles too. 2 times a New Jersey State champion. Love it. I love it. I love it, Brody, that you're getting on the mat and just getting after it. Now, Danny, that's a fun multi-sport athlete right there.
That is fun. It's
not
unique.
Football or hoops, you know. Tries to hang back as long as he can as he drives that one toward right field, up against the wall, and a nice play with a ton of range. Looks like Sawyer Perry has moved out to right field, and he's there, makes the play for the out. Lawrence moves to third.
These outfielders today are getting their steps in. And that was a great first step by Sawyer Perry, who comes in to play right field. D for Myers. With the wind as a factor, the launch. Look at that launch, by the way. Taylor's got light tower power. That's a good first step back, though, for Perry out in right field. Makes the catch, gets it in quickly, doesn't allow Lawrence to score.
Jimmy Stout leans on that one. High fly ball, deep left field, into the parking lot and gone. Big, strong, physical. He plays the game that way, and if you make a mistake, he's going to crush it, and he did.
I think everybody knew the second this came off his bat. Watch that. He gets an oh from the crowd, and he puts on a show with a little flip. It's those pink gloves fueling that bat power. That was a no-doubter. Free souvenir for somebody out there in the lot. I'm sure it dinged up a couple of cars on the way, too.
There was like Toyotas and Jeeps just running for cover out there. A Ford was trying to hide under a rock. It was crazy.
Little range, a little rover out there. That was a moonshot.
Danielle takes a breaking ball that hits the outside corner. 0-2 the count. Swing and a miss. He did single and score in his first at bat, also grounded out to short, and now has struck out. But a big opportunity now. They lead it by 9. With 3 outs, it can be a victory. It can be a title. It can be a championship. Look out in the parking lot. Big swing of the bat, crushed by Stout. It looks like Easton O'Quinn, that was the thought anyway, was going to get the call and try to lock down this game. Let's see if Easton answers the call, and that's what they opted to do. Ray Muakama gets a chance to play out there. Blake Barberera is working. You see Blake right there, number 11 on that jersey. Jimmy Stout, who crushed it, is over there. And it looks like we've got a brand new catcher as well.
Mateo Victorio.
That's exactly right. Victorio's gone behind the plate. So that gives you a feel for what's going on. 3 outs to a victory if you only give up 1 run or less. Easton O'Quinn zips a fastball over the outside corner, strike 1. Sawyer Perry. We loved what we saw with Sawyer first time up. He took a pitch inner half, inside out swing, hit a line drive over the shortstop's head. One and two the count.
He also came into play right field. Did a really nice job catching a fly ball out there. You talked about the height. I mean, I'm just excited to see him grow and grow into that body.
Two balls and 2 strikes to count. Good take on a breaking ball. And that may take some time. I mean, when you're that long and you're that lean, it may take, you know, even up into college. But I think the fun thing about it is he's not just functioning, he's thriving with that frame. As we were saying, thriving with that frame. What a gorgeous approach.
So what I really like is that he's able to understand how his arms work, right? And where they go, and when they go, where they go. And that's not easy to do. There are still kids who are 18 years old who are growing and trying to figure it out. And I'm not saying that he's mastered it, but we've seen now in back-to-back plate appearances from Perry him do the same thing. So he's got a great grasp of it.
Lucas Kim. And again, if you're MTBA, you need 1 at a time, but you need 2. You got to get a couple of runs, and you can keep on playing. You want to get those at bats. As I was saying earlier, you came this far. You want all of your bats. 2-0 the count. Swing and a miss. 2-1.
That's a pretty pitch. Oh, Quinn's athletic, really talented in a lot of ways. He also likes to deer hunt, dove hunt, duck and turkey hunt, and he loves to fish in salt water.
Bouncing ball, middle of the diamond. Stepping on the bag, zipping it on across, double play. 6 unassisted there to the bag, and then zipping it on over, and a beautiful way to roll things up. That's Manavong, who has moved to short, shot it on over to Big James Stout.
Oh, such great footwork. You're going to see this again. You see a tap from Perry to Kim. Don't worry about it. The footwork for Manavong was picture perfect for me. He watched the ball into his glove and then turned that double play by himself. It's a great defensive play.
This is such a tough event to earn a spot at a title. This is such a tough event to continue to succeed and push through, let alone win. And ZT Elite now 1 out from doing it. But it's not done yet. Love the fight for the Vegas boys, MTBA. Love it a lot.
Yeah, Trantham, again, just a nice piece of hitting, drives the ball, doesn't lift it in the air. It's been a graveyard all game long for the amount of fly balls that we've seen. And now he extends the inning. He breathes a little bit of life into these Vegas boys. As you mentioned, they want to go home with their heads held high.
Peyton Conley Chimini. Peyton drives that one left field. It's well struck. It's deep. Up over the head and up against the wall. They'll look to send the runner on around. Will they? Will they not? They'll throw up a stop sign. So runners are on second and third. They thought about it for a moment. Every run is so precious. But Peyton, boy, what a gorgeous approach for Peyton. It's not just hitting it the other way. It's driving it the other way.
Yeah, he got on in the third. It was an error on the pitcher, but nonetheless, he got on. So you get a little bit of confidence. The bat to ball goes with the pitch, doesn't roll it over, doesn't pull it. And here it is. You want a little bit of a hit parade going on to try to keep this game going.
Jaden Myers would love to be that guy. Jaden, is he that guy? He flips it into left field. They will play on. What a great approach to fight with 2 outs like that. Unbelievable. Well, you got to love that. MTBA, they're going to earn all their at-bats. Some 2-out magic.
Jaden Myers did this in his first at bat, right? We saw him go the other way, go the other way. He eventually struck out on a pitch that was a little too far outside, but that approach couldn't be placed more perfectly in the lineup in that spot, driving in those 2 runs. Now back to the top.
AJ Hermosura tripled, drove in a run last time up, struck out. Tries to fight that one off, and he dumps it in there. The hits just keep on coming. Danny called it a hit parade, and that's accurate. That's what they needed. That's what they've gotten. 4 consecutive hits, all of them with 2 outs.
That pitch a little in on the hands of Hermosura. Fights it off, dumps it in. Again, it doesn't always have to look pretty, but it gets down in front of Lawrence. And I like the base running by Myers, right? The ball does get away a little bit, but no reason to go and try to get to third base, right? You can see that your team is right on O'Quinn. They're seeing him very well. So you don't want to end the game trying to advance when you've got your 2-hole guy coming up.
See what that does? The smiles, the joy when he was trotting back to his spot. AJ with a big smile on his face. They may lose this game 11-3. I mean, you never know. But just what they've done this inning, obviously they're here. They've earned a spot in the top 2 spots in the Beast of the East. And you love these positive learning moments against a team that they'll view collectively as an All-American team.
You can see the family in the background excited too. This is just as much about them loving what they see too.
Lazat pops it foul, sliding effort. Wow, what a play that was. Unbelievable, incredible play there. Blake Barberena sliding in front of his dugout. Big hits this inning. 1, 2, 3, 4 in a row, 5 overall. And they live to play another inning. 10-3 the number. Josiah Lavea Aldridge moves from the outfield up onto the mound. AJ Hermosura will move into right field and take over that spot. Danny Wexelman, Darren Sutton, and you, glad to have you with us. The 14U title game. You know, we're talking about ZT Baseball. This is a team with 266 college commitments program-wide. 3 players that have worn their uniforms that have been drafted through the years. Ryan Verdugo, Nicholas Peoples, and Matthew Linsky. And they've won their titles, boy. They have won quite a few titles, and they're hoping to win one now. They have a comfortable lead, but again, 10-3 can become 10-6. If it can become 10-3, it can become 10-6 very quickly. So if you're ZT, you want to put your foot on the gas again and make that team score again to survive. Brandon Manavong flied to left field a couple of times. He pitched this team into the championship last game.
He made a really nice unassisted double play. In the last inning, he moved from left to short, made it look really easy.
Whips that bat through the zone, hits a high fly ball to left. And a nice play made by AJ Hermosura, who has moved out there into left field. 1 out.
Yeah, he's got the power. He's hit a fly ball to left all 3 at bats It's the wind, right? But he did just get a little under it. It's a good pitch by LaVea Aldridge for the first out.
Pitch down and away, taken the other way. Popped up, back behind the second base bag, and a nice play hauling that one in. That was Dre Muakama hitting there. Muakama, his first at bat. Or Muakami, I apologize. Dre Muakami.
It was a nice play in the field. It was fancy.
Back to the top of the order, and Charlie Blaylock. 0-1 the count. Charlie walked, scored. Also reached on a miscue and scored. Struck out as well. Breaking ball inside corner. 0-2. Do it, Josiah.
And by the way, Hermosura moved out to left. Just made that nice play.
Good energy on the mound, bringing it into this game. Team scored a couple of runs. Pitcher trying to keep that energy going for MTBA. The other way, and that's exactly what he did. If he can turn it into an out, can't do it. Gavin Newman over there at third. Miscue that time, so the inning extends.
It looked like there was a pretty big shift on the plan to pitch him out. Tough play. That one skipped into the glove and just evades Newman, and Blaylock with the hustle, right? You want to see that hustle. You want to extend the inning just like MTBA did last time.
And the opportunity to do so in the hands of Mateo Victorio as he takes outside. Big game. He's scored 3 times. He's homered, singled in a couple of runs, picked up a stolen base, hit by a pitch as well. Number 1 catcher in the nation.
I like that after he sees a pitch, he kind of shows the team what it was. He lets them know what he saw right away.
Takes that one on balance, 2-1 the count. The ZT team, players from all around the country. Quite a few California players, though. This bunch based in California, as that one missed outside. But you got players from different parts of the United States, certainly. Florida, New York, Texas, South Carolina, New Jersey. On the ground. Couple of steps to the bag, and that'll do it. (10-3) the score. 14U title game of the PG Houston 1000.
Players want to maximize their potential.
They are chasing the wrong thing.
Being better is personal.
What works for one player doesn't work for all players.
Players need to be told what they're good at, what they're not good at, and what they need to work on.
They need to be given a personalized plan to help them get to where they want to be.
That's how players get better.
That's how they maximize their potential.
That's how they become great.
Join us.
Join us.
Join us as we build the future of intelligent players.
The weather is warm and it's the perfect time of year to cook outside. Loco Smart Temp griddles provide precise and controllable griddle surface temperatures ranging from 250 degrees all the way up to a sear setting. The cooking temperature always stays exactly where you set it, so your meal always comes out just right. Cultivating great experiences is part of our DNA, and everyone has a seat at our table, so pull up a chair. Cook faster and party longer with Loco Cookers.
Peter, Danny, and Darren, thanks for being with us. Hit that QR code, by the way, and download the Perfect Game TV app. Jaden Myers, a 2-run single in the 5th inning. Jason Lazat, a big part of the story, allowing his team to hang around, gobbling up some time out of the pen. Just one of those runs was earned. Victorio, big game, home run and a single. And Mr. Mason Moeller, about as sharp as you could be, as he handed the baseball over last inning to Easton O'Quinn.
Ooh, you do not want to run into ZT. I'm sorry, D. They have just been overpowering the past couple of days at the Houston 1000. They've scored 11 runs per game. outscoring opponents 85-9. 4 shutouts in there, too.
Easton's done warming up. ZT Elite, black on black uniforms. On the other side, you got the dark with the dark as well. Those actually look like the Red City Connect uniforms. You with me on that?
Yes, yes. Great
Man, that's a good thing. That's a good thing.
Yeah, they were beautiful. They did a really good job. I like the dogs on the front. It's clean.
1-0 the count. Lavea Aldridge flied to right, singled last time up. He takes that one right out of the catcher's mitt, shoots it into right field, firm on the ground for a base hit.
The key to the 5th inning in the bats for the Dogs was going with the pitch, the bat-to-ball skills, right? And we say that we're talking about hit the ball where it's pitched. See where this ball is? It's hit on the outer half of the plate. It goes with the pitch. That's so key, right? You don't want to roll over. You don't want to waste that pitch because it's a good one to hit, and he does his job.
Rocco does just that. He drives that one into left field. Diving attempt, unable to make the play. Rocco's going to get a chance to run for a while. All the way to the wall it goes. Lavea Aldridge pulls up. DeGrazia pulls up at second. That's an opposite field double, as you were saying, Danny.
Yeah, it's so impressive, right? And DeGrazia's been on the ball all day long. In the 2nd inning, he had a really hard hit fly ball out to right. He grounded into a double play in the 4th, but he's been on every at bat. You can see him, and now he gets another opportunity. He doesn't waste it. That's a great piece of hitting.
So we're going to change things up. Look like Jimmy Stout. Jimmy Stout is going to hop up on the mound. And Jimmy goes to work. We'll introduce you to who he is as a pitcher when we come back. The 14U title game, Houston 1000.
At first, it was just a team. Now I can't imagine my life without them.
That coach changed our son, on the field and off.
ZT leading MTBA, Danny Wexelman, Darren Sutton with you. This is James Stout III, by the way. Primary catcher. He played first base earlier today. He's had an impact with the bat, D, and now he gets a chance to pitch. He's played for Team USA. He played for their 12U national team, so he's got a ton of experience already in his very young career. And you said it earlier, out of Artesia, California. Some SoCal kids here trying to close out this game and win this championship.
Yeah, through 2 2/3 innings earlier and struck out a pair. Did that against USA Prime National, of course. Big power. And now we're going to call the umpires in to have a conversation. Kevin Ellis, the home plate umpire, calls James, Jordan, and Alex. You're not quite sure what they're chatting about here. And I think they want the lights turned on.
Houston, we have a problem.
That's exactly right. Perfectly said.
Hey, I'm having so much fun. Are you?
Yes.
It's the
Yeah,
blast.
this whole weekend has been just exciting with, you have more than 1,000 teams. You have the youngers. It was so charming to see the littles play their games. And, at those games, there's no DK, there's no scouting. There's just a lot of good travel ball baseball, 6 and 7U games. That's been fun. But at the opening ceremonies, the kickoff festival, you would call it, and to see those young athletes out there with, guys that are 12 and 13 years old hanging out together, that means a lot to the young athletes. PG really did a great job this year. This event keeps growing and growing and growing.
Well, I was there 2 years ago and got to see it in person, and it was awesome. It's a large event, as you mentioned, and Jeremy Brown sharing with us that there's over 100 Select Fest kids who are scattered throughout these teams, and 1,000+ teams is a lot when you really think about it. Houston's a big area, and so it fits the tournament, right? It is just everything is larger than life there. So it's awesome to see the level of talent. And I think what these guys have learned at a really young age, because you see it, I like we need a little break. We got to rest our legs. They know to pay it forward, right? You think about a Trey Lawrence, who's a multi-time Select Fest kid. Like, he knows how important that is, because I guarantee you there was someone older than him, Select Fest or not, who's taken him under their wing and made sure that he knows what's going on and he knows how to play the game.
Coming up on Perfect Game TV, and it's a lot of elite high school baseball while we look at this event at the younger, just below high school age group. We wrap that high school showdown, and the championship, by the way, of tomorrow night, want to make sure I'll verbally add that one, the championship of the SoCal Showdown. Excited to share that one with you. That's tomorrow night on Perfect Game TV. Stoneman Douglas, Miller's School, Stoneman Douglas, Bishop Snyder. Those games coming to you live from South Florida, the Bishop Gorman Invitational from Vegas. A bunch of great teams in that event. And so that's our schedule. I see a lot of lights. I see a lot of lights on as the wind blows around and swirls around this ballpark. I'm just hoping the lights are on at our yard. The lights
Windy.
are on, just waiting for them to warm up.
Let there be light.
So Stout ready to go. Couple of runners on for MTBA. And Gavin Newman will hit. Newman 0 for 2, popped out to short and struck out. On a backhand, that one outside. Played nicely that time by Nateo. Victorio behind the plate. The 1-0. Big swing, popped it up. Sticks in the yard, sticks in that glove. That's a huge first out. The runners stay put.
Yeah, that's what you want, right? You come into the game if you're stout and you want to reestablish the serenity, right? You want to reestablish some consistency for your team and get that big first one.
This Sawyer Perry has been one of the more intriguing players we have watched all weekend long. Combine the height, the athleticism, as he takes low and inside, does Perry. Short and quick to the baseball, despite being 6 feet 6 inches tall.
A casual 6'6".
way inside, but not far enough away.
It's one of my favorite topics to get to talk to these guys about when we cross paths, no matter where it is, the 14U National Showcase, the All-American game, is just to learn a little bit about their growth spurt and how they kind of relearned their game.
Holds his hands in. I don't know if you folks out there saw it today, but one of our favorite tall baseball players, I don't know if he's 6'6", maybe 6'5", Connor Griffin, who was in high school a year ago, homered today in a major league game. Helmet came off. He thought he was going to leg out a double, and so he got to trot around the bases with the helmet off.
It's classic Connor Griffin, hustling out of the box.
He was in high school last week. He homered in a major league spring training game today.
I think it was a go-ahead, too, D. I think it was a go-ahead hit. Yeah.
I do know this. There was a lot of number 97s and 88s on the field, but it still doesn't matter.
He was 85. He's rocking that 85 number. He's a lineman.
2-2 the count. They want to elevate the fastball. He got it there, but not interested in swinging was Sawyer Perry. 3-2.
He has taken some really good at-bats today. Really good at-bats. They want to be careful with him.
Three-two. Outside. Ball four. Whoa, man. Just missed with that one. Couldn't sell Kevin Ellis on it, the home plate umpire. Good two-seam sink on it.
Sorry, D.
No, that's low. I mean, it's low in the end.
Stout wanted it. There's a lot of speed on second and third.
Benson Ornelas gets a chance to pinch hit. Good opportunity to see Benson here. This is fun. A little later in the game, and some of the gentlemen who weren't able to get the start get a big chance. This is a wonderful chance with just one out and the bases full. Young Benson Ornelas. Pounds that one onto the turf. They'll get one, and they'll drive in a run. How about Benson, a fielder's choice and an RBI? It's got to feel good.
Listen, you come off the bench. Not an easy thing to do. Any big league DH will tell you that. You've got to wait your turn. You get subbed in, and you're able to drive in a run. That's all you can do. You got the pitch, and you made it work for him.
Trantham pounds that one off the turf. Nice hands to gobble it up over there. Shoots it on across in time for the out. Smooth play by Barberena. He's made a couple of great plays to end the last few innings. 10-4 the number. 10-4 the number, bottom half of the 6th inning. The Houston 1000 championship game at the 14U age group. 26 different divisions, 6 to 14U. 9 different total age groups overall. And this would be the most senior, the highest ranked, the most experienced. This bracket, this group here. Josiah goes back to work on the mound. Lavea Aldridge. 10-4 the score. Easton O'Quinn. Barberena, who's played a pretty slick third last couple of innings, and Trey Lawrence. 0-1 the count.
Hey, great pitch to start off this at bat to O'Quinn. Lavea Aldridge gets one more run of support. They've been squeaking him across, and I love the heart of this Las Vegas team. Man, they are absolutely showing it. Everything they've got, they're leaving it out on the field. They don't want to go home empty-handed, not leaving their best on the dirt.
5 total teams, MTBA in Las Vegas. 51 top 3 finishes at Perfect Game events. They've won 22 championships at Perfect Game events. And again, as we documented earlier, it's all local players against the national team, and they're giving them a game. 3-2 the count on O'Quinn.
Josiah threw a clean inning. He's trying to repeat that. Get his team back to the 7th with another 0 on the board.
Yeah, recently, MTBA has earned some hardware. Jason Lazat was an MVP of the 14U pre-President's Day Open. Jason Heisler was the most valuable pitcher of the President's Day Classic in Las Vegas. Hands quick through the zone, but foul.
He identified that pitch really quickly. That's what you have to do if you want to be able to get your hands in and be able to still put a good bat on the ball, even if it was foul.
The 3-2. Breaking ball, fly ball. Drifting deep to left field. Drifting deeper to the wall and disappearing. That breaking ball left up out over the plate, and Easton O'Quinn hammered it.
He's had a heck of a day. He walked in the first, singled in the second, made it a 5-0 game. Fast forward here, makes it 11-4. So we saw the pitch before, right? He hammers that inside fastball. And you've said this all game, D, is that when you decide to throw that breaking ball, that off-speed pitch, is that you worry about the bat speed of the hitter. And Easton O'Quinn swung that bat faster than anything we've seen. And that's why the ball left the ballpark.
Blake Barberena.
To the cars.
Big uppercut. Tops that one right around home plate. Good day for Blake. Defensively, he's played second. He's played third. He's also walked, doubled, and scored a run, and driven in a run.
Yeah, it's been a relentless lineup, and you got to tip your cap to the pitching staff for MTBA. They've tried to keep their team in this ball game. Obviously, the key is to throw up those zeros, but they've mixed and matched really well. The lineup for ZT, 1 through 9, there's no breathing room. Every dude can do damage.
3-2 the count on the son of Robert and Kathleen Barberena. Like also soccer player, competitive soccer player, basketball player. 3-2, Bolt. Diving attempt, unable to make the play. So they've come out hitting Barberena with a hard hit baseball. That's his second hit, been on 3 times in this game.
Yeah, it's another case of a guy who's got quick hands through the zone. He goes and he pulls the pitch, but pulls it enough to get past a diving Kim. I mentioned earlier, D, the runs per game this past weekend for this team, 11. So they have hit that.
Time was called. Trey got a late call of time. Unique relationship. Do you remember NBAer folks out there? I know Danny doesn't. She's too young, but NBAer, slam dunk champ. And a balk was called. That'll move the runner to second. Larry Nance, big, tall, athletic Larry Nance, who had a long, nice NBA career. Well, family relative. I mean, directly related to this man in the batter's box.
No, but thank goodness for Google, you know?
That's exactly right. Look it up. You'll see him. Shift those signs up. That run is important. If that run scores, the game will end. Just a touch early. Just takes an at-bat away. Nobody out. Runner at second base. Breaking ball, breaking ball, breaking ball. They are throwing him a steady diet of soft stuff.
Well, I think that they noticed the trend earlier in the game. Gallo was able to get a strikeout in the first, a swinging strikeout.
Outside corner and a fastball. That's not fair. He's looking for something soft again. And just like that, Josiah says, look it, I'm going to take a chance. Here's a fastball. Get it while you can. And he froze it.
That's a great sequence, right? That's really smart pitching. And that's Trantham, again, behind the plate. I am such a fan of a guy who can be a field general like that. He's been a brick wall back there. He stopped almost everything. And you can tell he's being so vocal. He's so communicative with his pitcher.
Number one player in New Jersey. Brody Taylor, that one skips away. Runner moves to third. Taylor also quite a left-handed pitcher when called upon. We've seen him up to 82 miles an hour pitching at a PG event. 1-1 the count. And Brody threw an inning earlier against 21 Baseball Academy, struck out a couple.
He just looks like a dude.
Kicks away, far enough away to end this game. Yes. To the victor go the spoils. ZT Elite, the national team. PG, Houston 1000, 14U champs. Congratulations to the team with players from all around this country. New York, South Carolina, California, Texas, Florida, New Jersey. And congratulations, too, for the fight and the grit and the determination shown by the town team, MTBA, representing Las Vegas. They hung in there.
Yeah, this was such a great championship game. Hats off to ZT, right? This is a team who's dominated all weekend long. They have been a beast here in Houston. Up and down this lineup, absolutely relentless. And then their pitching staff matching them as well. Well-deserved and a great, formidable opponent in MTBA. You can go back to Las Vegas with your heads held high.
You betcha. Easton O'Quinn is the most valuable player. Walk, single, and a homer as well. Hopped up on the mound and helped out. ZT Elite wins it. Well, we've got the 13U championship coming up right around the corner. We're waiting for that one, so let's get on out of here. DK Fury and National against Premier Banditos, the 13U squad. Amazing day to celebrate baseball. The PG Houston 1000, the 14U age group ZT Elite, is victorious. Coming up next, the Premier Banditos, a team that at one point won more than 100 games in a row. They'll look to win yet another title. There's always room for a spoiler, though. We'll be back with that one. A little bit more than a half an hour, so don't go anywhere. She's Danny. I'm Darren. This is great baseball at the Houston 1000. We'll see you next time.